just before 20 to 9, Windsor Castle's had a lot of attention this year, hasn't it? Cameras have been there. But did you know that deep under Windsor Castle, there is a bustling city called MoleTown? You probably do know that if anyone in your house watches the children's animation series Moley, because Moley is a charming young mole who lives down there, and he and his friends are back on our screens for a Christmas special, a whole new series of adventures. In a moment, we'll speak to the actor Warwick Davis, who voices Moley. But first, let's have a clip, shall we?
Legend tells of an enchanted book that will one day awaken. Moles will gather from all around the world in the hope that a new keeper will be chosen.
The mystical manual of magic has chosen its keeper!
Moley! Wake up, Moley!
I have been invited to Windsor Castle.
I'm delighted to say that Moley has woken up and joins us now from home. Good morning, Warwick Davis. How are you?
Good morning. Very well, thank you.
What do you love about this series?
Well, I'll tell you what, I mean, it's great to create kids' entertainment, and for me, I don't have to get any makeup on and sit here in my home recording booth, no costumes, just rock in here and have some fun and record the voice of Moley.
Great, great. And now I was just asking about your character, about Moley. Tell us all about him.
Well, he's a young, very optimistic mole. His whole life ahead of him. He loves an adventure. I mean, he's got a romantic interest in the series as well, in the shape of Mona Lisa Moley, and she's a French mole. So yeah,
they look good together. We've just seen some pictures.
Absolutely, yeah.
I'm just looking at the cast list. Some of the other actors who provide voices in this series, and it's astonishing. You've got Stanley Tucci, you've got Richard E. Grant, Charles Dance, Julie Walters. That's a cast list and a half, isn't it, with you?
Oh, it's incredible. Yeah, Julie plays my mum, or Moley's mum. But unfortunately, we never get to work together, any of us. We're all in our separate recording studios all over the country, all over the world, in fact, doing the voices. And it's in the edit that it all comes together. And we all sound like we're in the same place.
So that must be quite a magic moment when you actually watch it and hear it and think, that's how it all works.
Absolutely, yeah. But I mean, when you're recording the voice, you know, if I'm in here doing the voice now, I have to completely get into character. I don't just sit here. I'm moving around the room. You know, I become the character so that the inflections in the character's voice, you know, inspire the animators to create the movement.
But I mean, there's one person you must surely see while you're recording it, because isn't your son Harrison in the series too?
He is indeed. I dragged Harrison into the booth one day and he recorded a voice of a character called Cheese, which is ironic, really, because, I mean, he loves cheese, Harrison does. Cheese with everything. Cheese sandwiches, cheese on pasta. But yeah, Harrison plays Cheese, who is Moley's biggest fan. He looks up to Moley. And also my daughter Annabelle plays a character called the Ambassador in a future episode.
So it's a full family affair. I mean, are you involved in the creation, the writing of the different characters and the storylines too?
Well, much of the dialogue comes from ad-libbing. So once I get into character in here, I start to kind of become the character, and then I'm able to ad-lib, so come up with funny lines to throw in, and so some of the writing happens here in the booth. But you know, the kind of story behind Moley comes from a guy called James telling his children stories, his two daughters, the stories of Moley at bedtime, and he then wrote these all down in a book and became quite ill. And his daughter said, "Dad, here's your book of Moley stories. You should do something with these." And James fortunately made a recovery, and that's then what inspired him to create the series.
Right, and that's lovely to hear how it all came about, and clearly it's a very special beginning. And I think the thing that people are saying about it is that it's for children, essentially, but there are little jokes in there and lines in there that mums and dads will enjoy with their kids, that it's not one of those exclusively kid-only type shows.
You know, I think that's important, having grown up with kids watching TV, and the idea that the TV is always on in the background and you have to, as parents, hear these shows that they watch. You know, it's nice to have something in there for the parents as well to enjoy with the children.
Moley's Christmas special is on Freeview channel Pop and Pop Player from this Friday, and the new series of Moley is currently airing on Boomerang.